Hello, welcome to the AC Silver channel. Once again, as I always confirm, we're shooting in our store. So we're going to hear possibly some outside traffic or noise from our neighbours. But it is what it is. So today I thought I'd talk to you about some exceptional items within our inventory. And also very unusual, such as this presentation railway carriage. Obviously a commissioned piece of silver, one that was made in 1860 during the Victorian period. It was presented to Lady Trevelyan when she was opening the first part of the Wansbeck Railway. And it's got this original engraved presentation description on the surface. It's also got a coat of arms either side. One pertaining to the borough of Morpeth, county of Northumberland, and the other to the Trevelyan family. It's got deeply struck hallmarks. It's been made of an exceptional gauge of silver, as often, in the Victorian period, there wasn't many items that weren't crafted in this manner with superior thickness of silver. And the craftsmanship, as always, is quite exceptional. A really fun piece of silver, I feel, which can be used as a presentation centerpiece. It's been mounted on this bespoke made, which it later made. It's got a mahogany base with some, obviously, railway tracks which just support it and present it really nicely. But as I say, on a sideboard or filled with some fruit, it's just a real lovely presentation piece which has got northeast of England railway interest. And once again, I'm always delighted when I locate such interesting and different examples to have within the inventory. So just a beautiful piece, and interesting one of Victorian English silver. So we've got this fabulous Victorian Tazza, made by Elkington & Co. in 1870. Fabulous gauge of silver, beautifully made. It's Parcel Gilt. Got embossed and chased decoration with some cast and applied motifs. This really impressive Medusa head is cast and applied to the center. As I say, the surface and the spreading foot is Parcel Gilt. The border retains, or the outer circumference, it's got griffin and urn decoration, and these leaf-bordered vacant cartouches. Got deeply struck hallmarks to the outer surface. It's what you're always looking for on a high quality piece of silver, something that has been deeply struck by the silversmith. Just clarifying the exceptional gauge of silver. He's been able to strike it into the thick silver very deeply, which usually results in this type of set of hallmarks lasting the test of time and becoming very legible, and as with all the decoration, really crisp and sharp. And it also indicates just how little it has been used, probably sat either on a sideboard or in a cupboard somewhere, not open to the elements and certainly not over polished. And what you're looking for in a piece of silver when I'm looking to include in the inventory, and I feel as anybody looking to purchase, is doing so with one that's in exceptional condition that over its lifetime has seen little to no use. So yeah, just a stunning piece of Victorian silver made by a renowned Birmingham English silversmith, Elkington & Co. They were prolific manufacturers in the Victorian period, really ahead of their time almost, and they produced this exceptional work. And also, as they did with this fabulous goblet, also a Victorian piece. The goblet, this one was made in 1871. It's got a beautiful design, this lovely bulbous body with chased and engraved decoration and the original contemporary engraved crest. It's supported by this beautiful swept spiraling pedestal and onto these beautiful cast and figural mask designs. You know, the quality and the gauge of silver is just exceptional. It's over 15 troy ounces. And as I very often say, a piece of silver that feels so really good in the hand, lovely and warm, but all the decoration, you know, it feels really crisp, and, you know, the cast decoration is really sharp, retains the original gilding to the interior, which has remained intact. And again, it's got these beautifully struck hallmarks to the rim, which have been struck deeply, and again, because of the exceptional gauge of silver. So this is just probably the finest of its type that I've had in my inventory. A beautiful example of Victorian English silverware, just of the highest quality and in quite stunning condition. So we have these fantastic candlesticks. Just have a bit of a shuffle around. These are just quite magnificent. Finest that I've ever had in my inventory. Probably the finest I've ever seen. George VI examples, made by the very famous and renowned London silversmith Robert Garrard II. They're just magnificent. 117 troy ounces of silver. So as you can imagine, a quite stunning gauge of silver. And what an interesting and stunning design. You know, the columns have these really fascinating and really well cast eagle and grotesque mask decoration, down to this beautiful and large spreading base, which has foliate, lion mask and mystical fish decoration. Really spectacular. They have the original detachable sconces and have just been made of quite a stunning gauge of silver. This is highlighted with these really deeply struck hallmarks to this collet rim. Mr. Garrard has been able to strike them really deeply due to the thickness of silver. And due to little or no use of these candlesticks, they've just remained in this spectacular condition. I probably feel these examples have probably been only brought out on special occasions and then kept in the sideboard for most of their existence. Certainly not over polished. That's why they've remained in this stunning condition, really sharp decoration. And as I will always reiterate, as a silver dealer who's been in the industry for over 4 decades, ones that feel really fabulous in the hand. And what I mean by that is just a superb gauge of silver and really sharp decoration. So just spectacular examples, which I couldn't recommend highly enough. You know, I'd always talk about people being custodians of items of silver, or just generally items of antiques. You know, over their lifetime, most of these examples will see different owners, and whoever is the next custodians of these examples, I always feel they're going to be sort of so lucky to be able to have the pleasure and the handling and ownership of such spectacular candlesticks. Yes, they're just superb, and I'm delighted to have them in the inventory. So, as with any of these items, as I always say, links will be found just underneath the video. This will take you to our website and the individual pages of these pieces. You'll be able to gain all information and details, images, video. And as always, if any further information is required, please do not hesitate to contact us via email. I personally deal with any inquiries to ensure everybody gets as much information as required. Also contact us via telephone here at the store. I'm happy to speak to you or even do a virtual chat. So yes, please do get in touch if required. So in the meantime, thank you for watching. I hope you found the video of interest and you've enjoyed seeing some of these spectacular items. And I hope to see you on the next video.